Well, hey there everyone. This is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike and I do bees. Welcome back to Southeast Louisiana. Well, here we are. Another hot day. That's okay. I'm going out to do bees. I tell you I do bees, and if I'm going to do bees, let's go do bees. What is it we have to do today? Well, we're treating right now. Oxalic acid. I'm going to take that little portable vaporizer out with me and see if can I use that on hives. The hives in town. I always tell you, the in town, they're in town. Those are them 3. Used to be 4, but the one fell over because the stand was bad because I wasn't diligent about being out there and setting that up properly. Well, there's 3, so we're gonna go out and do 3. Got my handy dandy fan. I didn't use it in my treatment video because the other day because of the respirator, but I'm gonna inspect and then treat because I do need to go through these. Haven't been through them in about a month, and I really didn't go through them then. Just pulled honey off and looked down inside. So, and the other 2 I didn't go through at all. So I need to go out there and look at those. Ooh, yeah, it's been a little bit. See how healthy they are. See what's going on. Hopefully gonna make it quick. Trying to let the sun go down a little bit so it'll cool off some. But we should be in and out, and we're in the shade somewhat out there, so that'll be good. And we'll go see what we got going on. So we're gonna try and use this fan. Have not used it yet. Looking forward to having a little wind on my neck, and we're gonna try and see what this thing will do. I used it the other day in the house, kind of messed around with it, and it does blow some air. My wife used it at the market and it worked well. It died. I think I got a second fan now too to try. I think they both last about 2.5 hours. So if I got 2, that's fine. I can swap out. But that's just enough to get some wind going on your face. And this is Bow Hunter's idea, and then several more of you all commented and asked me about these. So I've got this kind. I've got the kind that just comes down the side of your neck and it blows up. This one I can aim towards my face. The other one I can't. So, but anyway, that's what we have to do. We need to go out there and get them treated. We've got 31 colonies treated here. We got several more to treat there, 3 to treat there, and more to treat up the road. So, gonna get busy doing that. Gather up my supplies, throw them in my truck. We're gonna hit the road. We're gonna go over there, and we're gonna do bees. Remember, guys, I'm not doing a how-to video. This is not how you treat for mites per Mike Berry. This is how Mike Berry treats for mites per Mike Berry. My regime has worked well, and I think I'm not sure if I mentioned it in the last video or not because I'm still editing on that one. But my main purpose for OA was affordability rather than strips. Will I need to go to strips one day? Possibly. In this brutal heat, you really can't put most of those products. You can't even put in the colonies just yet. It's still too hot. The ones you can, of course, you need to rotate different ones so they don't build up a resistance to it. The mites, that is, because there's the chemicals they can build up a resistance to. Not compounds, though. I think that's how it works. But anyway. When it does get cool enough, they need to be treated now. The mites are peaking, and if I can't treat them now with certain kinds, then what use is it? This, at least I can. And oxalic acid, of course, is not effective when there's a bunch of brood because it doesn't get behind the brood cap. So all you can really do at this point, all I'm doing at this point, is knocking them back. I didn't do any white moshes. I didn't do any mite washes. And I know I should, as a responsible beekeeper, I would. I guess I'm not responsible, but I'm going to treat everything. That's the beauty of the OA. It is cheap, but the downfall of it, it's not killing everything. So all I'm really doing is knocking things back and catching the ones coming out of the brood chamber, hopefully. Because all you're getting is phoretic. You're not getting the ones internal that are breeding. So you do this so many times through the month, so many days apart, and you hope to overlap and get as many as you can. And basically it's a knockdown at this point for us because of the amount of brood. This is when the least amount of brood is normally in them, because now our queens are slowing down. And I don't feed them to keep them building and building, and they got plenty of food anyway in the hives, except for one I've inspected I got to feed. But yeah, that's a problem with the OA. I'll zap them again in the winter, but again, even in winter, we are not broodless down here. We're just not. If we are, it's right around the end of December, beginning of January. That would be about the coldest, most time that they would be most broodless, I would think. And that's about when I'll shoot a shot in there of that. It has worked well for me over the years without using strips. Again, One of the reasons I would go to strips would be because it's so doggone hot. It would be nice if I found the one, which I think there's a couple out there I could use right now, I'm pretty sure, that I could just go in all the colonies, put them in and walk away for 45 days. As far as 45 days for the treatment, not, you know, not inspecting. That would be nice. Then you're not every week going out in this heat trying to get this done. I don't know. I don't know. This is working for me right now, but it is a lot of work. Let's get busy. Let me gather this stuff up. I'm talking too much. I got to get this done so I can get home. I still got 2 colonies to inspect. The queen that flew off next door, I don't even know if she's back. I think there's a good possibility that queen was a virgin and she was a supersedure from the old queen. I think she was the new supersedee queen. I say that because I've had queens fly on me, I mean, no doubt, but most of the time they're either virgins or new queens or something like that. They don't usually have queens fly on me that often like she did, especially this late in the year. And there were no eggs. So no eggs, a queen that was in flight status, meaning she was shrunk down enough to fly like that. And big queens will fly too, I know, but she flew readily. Like she was gone. Like I opened that lid, flipped it over. I just noticed something off color, looked down, it caught a glimpse of what I thought was a queen, flew up. Looked in the video to edit it, it's a queen. So I'm thinking maybe they superseded their queen. She wasn't yet all the way mated yet because she looked big, but maybe she wasn't mated yet. There's no eggs in there yet. I don't know. Most of the time when you just stay still and you don't do anything else, they'll come right on back. So I have to hope that happens, but I gotta check that. And I gotta get a feeder on one. The single we inspected, I only had one single and it was light. I need to go in there and had a lot of bees in it. So they had enough honey to get by for a week or two, but we need to get some feed on them. All right, I'm gonna get busy. Hi folks, I tell you I do bees, so let's do bees. I see a bunch of them in the air. I got thunderstorms all around me, and I really need to get these bees looked at. Take a look at them though. So we want to take a quick look in the top boxes, just make sure everything looks healthy, and then I'm going to treat them. Hear the thunder? This is that stand that I need to fix. Got to drill holes in 2 of them, and we're going to get busy. Let's get after this. I want to beat these storms. So I got my fan going. I do like this fan. It works nice. I'm going to give them a lot of smoke. I don't mind if I run the queen off. I'm not necessarily looking for her. I'm looking for eggs. It's like all honey up here. Don't see her on the lid. Yeah, this is all honey, looks like. Yeah, I'm in a bit of a rush. So I'm just going to go straight for the center. A lot of burr comb. And just see evidence of a queen. I can see population. All nectar, full of nectar, guys. All right, this one looks a little light. Oh, it smells good. I like it when you have a good smelling hive. Good colony. And they smell right. All right, larvae. Double checking for a queen. Another brood frame, kind of spotty, but this one was spotty before. If y'all remember back in the video, this has always been a little bit spotty. Yeah, milk brood. See how spotty that is? And we know this. This was before. We had the same issue before with this one. And backfilling with nectar. I'm going to go ahead and pull this other one out. I haven't seen a lot of eggs. That's why. Ooh, we're getting close. Alrighty. Well, there's a lot of bees down in there, not on the top box though. This is full of all brand new brood. A lot of times you can find the queen on these frames. Ha! Same queen. They never did swarm. So she's laying. Put her back in there. We're good. Sorry that was quick, folks, but I got to get in and out of this. Now these were full of honey. Early on, they were loaded. All right, top's clear. They had a narrow nest in here, and so that's what I'm going to determine is if she how well she moved her nest up. It was very narrow. That's all nectar and honey. This one is these colonies got honey, no doubt. But this is population. Oh wow, that's full. That's a honey frame. Might have to go in the second box to check queen right. I think their top is complete honey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 frames of honey. Yeah. And I kind of knew this one was like that. So we're going to pull the top. See what we got in the bottom. Oh, man. Definitely full of honey. And there's no honey down here. A little bit of nectar. Yeah, these are light frames. So, very quickly, I don't see any eggs yet. This hive's looking, they're looking a little bit sketchy. It's like hit and miss nectar in here. I see a brood frame next. Not a whole ton of bees in here. Most of them are on the front. But I think this is where we're going to find our eggs. Brood looks healthy. I see healthy larvae. See the larvae, how they're all nice and rounded and white, pearly white. That's what we're looking for. Let's look for eggs real quick. Plenty of eggs in there. So we're going to put it back together. That's what we wanted to see. Yeah, these two colonies had a lot of honey in the top. They were never supered. They were splits, and they were very narrow nested. They didn't actually, I think that one we just looked at swarmed, and all they did was pack honey in the tops. That's what they did during the flow. So honey, I really don't want to lift this box. Honey, looks like, yeah, here's a brood frame. This was a good brood pattern. I think it still is. There's some issues again. Could be mites. I see eggs, larvae. We see everything in one frame. I am going to put one more so I can see down at the bottom. Let's pull this one out and look. But I'm seeing bees in the bottom mainly. Oh, are they down? Yeah, a lot of bees down there. This is all milk brood and eggs. Milk brood, milky looking substance in the bottom. That's royal jelly with eggs, little baby larvae. Same thing on this side. A little older, a little bit of pollen. So they're fine. We're done. And now we got to treat. So we got to drill a couple holes in these. I'm missing some 1/4 inch holes in these two, and we'll treat. Alright, I'm going to get my stuff ready to treat, and then we're going to get that done, then we can get out of here. I was going to set up a second stand, but if weather is permitting, I will try, but I don't know. So far this thing is turning out to be junk. I guess, I don't know, maybe I'm used to something working better, but maybe it's just a burner. We'll see. Not impressed so far. Got my respirator on. Gonna have to treat these bees, and this thing's giving me fits. Let's go over here and treat this one. See, it goes out. It don't heat up. This is what I think of this. That's what I think of that. That was a waste of time, money, effort. All right, we got to get out of here. I'll bring my ProVap out here another day, but I'm not gonna deal with. He got to make a believer out of me. I don't believe it. I seen John from Baddest Bees use one. I don't know. Maybe you got a better torch. Can you tell I'm upset? I did try it and got it to put the stuff out at one time, but now it's not staying lit. It took half a bottle of fuel to get it hot enough. That's as inefficient. I'd rather load a generator in here and run mine. I'd be done by now. So we're done. Alright guys, well, you see where I'm at? I'm back. It's a different day, obviously. Oh man. I'll talk about that other vaporizer toward the end of this video. I brought my ProVap out here. I'm going to use the ProVap. We got to get this done. It didn't get done the other day. I wasted a 30-mile round trip when I could have done all this at one time. So again, we'll go over that vaporizer in a minute, but let me get the one I've been using this morning, do my second round at home. This is going to be the first round for these, and at least get these treated and get the regimen beginning. Everybody looks good in there, so I'm not sweating anything, any sudden deaths from them or any absconds or anything like that, but we do need to get them treated and get them done instead. Then I got to do some securing for a video I'm going to actually put out today, which y'all will have seen by now, about me preparing for, we got a pretty big storm heading this way. It's a big one. It's one of those that hasn't wobbled, it hasn't done anything, and it's coming directly up to the coast. So this is the stand where we lost the one colony. It fell backwards because the bottom is not stable. Wintertime, I'm going to pull them all down. I guess I should do it during hurricane season, right? But we'll pull them all down, rake it all out to hard dirt, put it back down, level it, and set them. Haven't done that yet. Don't have time to do that today with the hurricane prep we're doing, so I'm also going to do some hurricane prep. That won't be in this video. It's going to be in the video you've already seen. Alright, that's confusing. I'm all whacked out on time because, you know, my videos run anywhere from 14 days, 10 days, 8 days behind. I'm going to try and catch up. I'm trying to be better. Alright, let's get these things vaporized, and that way we can wrap up what we did with these 3 colonies, which, by the way, I'm very pleased with. Very pleased I found that marked queen. I really thought there was a chance they had swarmed, but we stopped them. We put more space on, killed the cells, did everything that the book says to do, and it works. I'll be darned. It does sometimes, right? All right, and away we go. Alright guys, that's it for this video, which started last week and finished today. Why did it start last week and finish today? Because we did inspections last week. We found good colonies. Very pleased with them, actually. Haven't been in them in a few weeks, and came in, found healthy bees. One of the colonies was a little bit small, but I expected it. The 2 in the middle were growing anyway. They weren't meant to be producers, and they didn't become producers. They're fine for winter. They're heavy, heavy, heavy. I know winter's a ways away, but based on what I've seen in the past and the way nectar comes in, we're good with the amount of honey that's in there now. Of course, I'll weigh them and monitor them, but unless something crazy happens, they're good. Hurricane on the way, so I had to get out here and finally get them treated. We inspected, and we could not finish treating. Why? Because I had, in my opinion, a substandard oxalic acid vaporizer. You saw me use the ProVap 110. I featured that on my videos. I've showed you how it works in my other OA video. You can refer to that if you want to see how I do mine with it, but I used this last week. This right here. Okay, I don't have the caps, they're in there. I'm not going to unpack them. With a burner, butane. Basically, the way this thing works is you light your burner. I got a flame, and you adjust it so that it's not too hot, and then this thing heats up, and you put your copper cap in there, and it burns it out. Now, my reasoning for buying this was not to do all my colonies. It was simply to do just like this. Come out, do 3, have it in my truck. It's easy. No generator required, anything. Well, this is the weak link. I saw it on another guy in Europe, or maybe he was in the UK. He said the same thing. This was his weak link. It was undependable. So I could always bring a backup. Well, if I bring a backup, then I know I have to have a backup. Why even have this? And I mean backup being the ProVap. This thing here, it's got a lot of downfalls. First and foremost, it gets so hot you can't touch it. Even with beekeeping gloves, it'll go right through them goat skins. So I had leather gloves, it still was hot. The caps get so hot you can't do anything with it. You don't know what your temperature is, so you don't know if you're getting a good dose, and that's my biggest concern with it. Is it says you can heat it for about a minute, should be good. Well, who's to say your flame isn't lower than theirs? Well, you don't have any clue of knowing how hot it is. I put the first dose in and it just turned to liquid, didn't even steam off. Then I got it screaming hot when I finally got it to burn, and it wasn't even doing anything. Like there was no good dosage coming out. It shot some out, but more came out of the cap. So you can't touch it at that point to even take it off to adjust to see if your burner's messed up. I refilled this, still couldn't get it to stay lit. I was thinking maybe a LP torch would be good. Maybe an LP torch hooked to this, like my bentonite torch with my MAP gas. Instead, put an LP bottle on it. Okay, I'm getting it. See, it goes out. So I can, it goes out. So maybe it's blowing itself out, I thought. Well, I turn it on real low. Okay, I got it adjusted now. Well, do I just do it for a minute? Oh, it goes out again. So anytime so now I gotta flip it. Oh, it's working now. So maybe I can get it to work. I don't know. I'm thinking about an LP torch. There's a lot of disadvantages to this, but to be fair, there's some good advantages to it, and that's the reason I bought it, was to come out and do 3, keep it in your car. It's compact. Problem is you gotta let it cool before you put it anywhere when you're done. But again, the disadvantage I'm not liking about it is if I don't know how hot it's getting. So I guess I could see, I can't get it to light again. Now I've adjusted the flame, but it goes out. See, and that's undependable. Now it's lit, so I can just keep it on for a minute on low, and maybe it'll get hot enough. I don't know. I'm not going to, because I can't set it down anywhere. But I guess one of the biggest disadvantages I see is not knowing the temperature, and you really need a good temperature to really vaporize that stuff properly and get the full dose into your colony. Well, this thing, you don't know if you're getting a great dose. I mean, I guess because it says you can get it too hot. So how do you know what's too hot? I don't know. There's no temperature gauge. The advantage, of course, like I said, portable. Come out here, do 3 of them. Don't have to tow the generator. I can use an inverter too with my ProVap. I don't like hooking an inverter to my computerized vehicle with a battery. I know, it's just old school back feeding. Don't want anything crazy. I know it shouldn't happen. I know there's fuse links. I understand that, but I'm just weird like that. So I'm going to tow the generator. But with this, I don't have to. Well, I'm not done with it, but I'm not happy with it. It wasted a whole day, and I would have had to bring a backup. And then I get on the whole thing, well, if I bring a backup, then I don't need this. Whatever. I'll perfect it maybe. Like I said, if I can get these set screws and make this fit my bentonite that I use to light my smoker with, my torch, and put an LP tank on it, not a MAP gas tank, burns cooler, I think I can make it work, and that's dependable. But it might be too much, because they say you can't get too hot is not good. So, which is true with oxalic acid. You don't want to just burn it either. So that's my review on that thing. I didn't review it the other day after I tossed it out of my way because I was very angry with it. I was mad because I had to come back out and do my ProVap, and I knew I was a week behind on my treatments. I wanted to keep these treatments a day apart from my home ones, and then the ones up north, put them about a week difference. So now I'm out of whack. And being OCD, that messes with me. So inspections went well. Happy with the inspections we saw, and happy with the bees and what they're looking like, and these are good to go. And now we finally got the oxalic acid done. We're gonna go help out somebody right now for hurricane prep, but pretty soon we'll be setting some stands up across the little road here, and we'll be getting at least another 7 colonies out here to help him pollinate everything. So ready to get home and get a shower. But let me go help, then we gotta prep for stuff at the house, and we'll be done. Guys, I appreciate everybody watching. Hey, if you did like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you don't mind, of course. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to share this video with friends, family, anybody that just enjoys watching bees. This is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon. May Lord God bless you. See y'all later.